Welcome to Numbers Simplified. In this channel, we seek to simplify and solve numerical problems. Today, we'll be looking at factors and multiples, specifically the lowest common multiples, LCM. Now, let's dive into the terminology. A factor. Recall from our product of prime factors video? Make sure to check it out if you haven't done so. Number 2, multiple. This is a value divisible by a number of choice. For example, 27 is a multiple of 3 because 27 is divisible by 3. The lowest common multiple, LCM. This is the smallest value divisible by all the numbers. Now, to compute the LCM, we use the following 3 steps. 1. Express each number as a product of prime factors. As in the HCF video, make sure to check it out if you haven't done so already. Step 2. For each prime factor, select the one that appears the most in all numbers. And step 3. Multiply all the prime factors selected in step 2. Now let's look at example 1. Find the LCM of 24, 54, and 66. The solution. Remember, we have to express each number as a product of its prime factors. So for 24, we divide by 2 to get 12 by 2, 6 by 2, 3 by 3 this time around, because that is the next smallest prime factor. We get 1. We do the same for 54. The smallest prime factor in this case is a 2. 54 divided by 2, we get 27. This time around by 3, we get 9. By 3, we get 3. By 3, we get 1. Awesome. We move on to 66. For 66, we divide by 2 to get 33, by 3 to get 11, by 11 to get 1. Now, unlike the HCF, where we had to look for the common factors, what we do next is for each and every factor, so we have to identify the factors we have. The factors we have is 2, 3, and 11. Now for 2, we select where the 2's appear the most. So as we can see, the 2 appears the most in 24 because the 2's appear 3 times. We move on to the next prime factor, 3. Where does 3 appear the most? 3 appears the most in 54, and it appears 3 times. So we select that. Now, the next prime factor is 11. Where does 11 appear the most? 11 appears the most in 66 because that is where it appears. So we select that 11, then we multiply all of these selections we have made to get our answer of 2,376. That's how the process works. Now, let's get to example 2. With example 2, find the LCM of 90 and 140. Awesome. We find the prime factors. So 90 divided by 2, we get 45. By 3, 15. By 3, we get 5. By 5, we get 1. We do the same for 140. 140 divided by 2, we get 70. Divided by 2, we get 35. Divided by 5, we get 7. Divided by 7, we get 1. Now, we move on to identify the factors we have here. We have the prime factors 2, 3, 5, and 7. Now, we hunt for where 2 appears the most. 2 appears the most in 140 because it appears 2 times. We select the 2. We go for 3. Where does 3 appear the most? 3 appears in 90. It appears 2 times. So we select 3 2 times. We go for 5. 5 appears in both numbers, but once. So we just select one of the 2. So either from 90 or from 140. The difference is the same. We go for the next prime factor, which is a 7. So the 7 appears in 140 and it appears once. So we just select it once. and then we multiply all of our selection to get the answer 1260. I'm sure the process is easy. The steps are easy. Now let's get to example 3. Right, so for example 3, we find the LCM of 240, 135, and 175. Right, so we find the prime factors of each number individually. For 240, we divide by 2, we get 120 by 2, we get 60 by 2, we get 30 by 2, we get 15. By 3, we get 5. By 5, we get 1. We move on to the next number, 135. We divide that by 3, we get 45. Divide by 3, we get 15. Divide by 3, we get 5. Divide by 5, we get 1. Awesome. Moving on to the last number, 175. We divide that by 5 because 5 is the smallest prime factor we have for this number. We get 35. 35 divided by 5, we get 7. 7 divided by 7, 1. So we have our prime factors arranged in this manner. So now we identify the prime factors we have. Those are 2, 3, 5, and 7. So we select where 2 appears the most, and that happens to be in 240. So 2 appears 4 times in 240. Then we go for the 3. 3 appears the most in 135, appearing 3 times. So we select that. We go for the 5. 5 appears the most in 175 and appears twice. Then the last one is a 7, which appears in just one number, 175, and once. We select that once. And then we multiply all of these prime factors to get the answer, 75,600. That was a huge number. Awesome. Let's move on to example 4. Now, example 4, we've got 2 numbers which are prime numbers already, but we still have to attempt. Maybe they may not be prime numbers, and we might have other factors. So for 37, we see that we can only divide by 37 to get 1. For 47, we divide by 47 again to get 1. Right. So this time around, how do we go about it? We are saying we have 2 prime factors, 37 and 47. We select where 37 appears the most. 37 appears once in number 37, so we select that. We go for the 47. 47 appears the most in 47, and it appears once. So we select that one as well, and we multiply the 2 numbers to get 1,739 as our answer. If you've made it thus far, congratulations. I leave you with the following task. Find the LCM of 48, 100, and 108. Your feedback is always welcome here. If you haven't already done so, like, share, and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of our future sessions. And once again, share your experiences in our sessions, your preferred numerical future topics, your questions, concerns, and suggestions in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching Numbers Simplified. God loves you.